Hi, in today's video, we're going to look at automating a proposal generator and use AI and what that looks like and how I've implemented it for myself and my company, Agents Discovery, where I propose and build and implement AI automations, workflows, and have built an AI consulting and implementation agency. So in this video, we're going to look at a proposal generator. I just recently started using this as of like 2 days ago for myself, and it's made of really it's all Google products, so it's all contained within Google. And so what happens is a meeting is created. We go to a meeting to a Google meeting, and then a transcript is taken through Gemini. Gemini records all of my notes during those calls, and for me in my drive, it goes to my drive meeting recordings. Okay, and then from here we get a Gemini full summary notes, which is really good, almost good enough by itself to stand alone as a proposal generator. But what this one does is we every 15 minutes on a schedule, and then this is the workflow in Make. Every 15 minutes, we look for my drive and we look for meeting recordings, and that's just the default path of where these meeting recordings go after a call is ended. And then from there, we take that document ID after we got the newly created meeting recording. So, every 15 minutes, it's waiting for a new document. We get the ID, we grab that ID, and then we get the contents of that Google document. And then we just pass it to ChatGPT. And in ChatGPT, you have your prompting instructions here. Okay, how I want this thing to be written, and the output and kind of JSON format I'm expecting here. So I have problem statement, title, solution, the client's business, client name, their email, the price details, the problem statement summary, the scope of work, and timeline, all included. And that is fed into from Gemini's note taking. From there, we create a new customer in Stripe. In Stripe, to create a new customer, you only need the email, and then that creates a customer. You don't need a name or anything else. And then from here, we create my proposal from this create document from template node and Make. Now this node's pretty cool. I didn't realize this was here until I went to work on this, and we'll go into a little bit of details on this. Basically, all of the output from the ChatGPT JSON nodes, we are putting into the template, and I'll show the template here next. And this is the template. And so the way these templates work for this particular module in Make, you just open up a Google document, and as your variables or what you want ChatGPT to help you write or replace, you just type out like a sensible name, problem statement, title, and you put it in two double curly braces there. And then you can do it with date created. You put problem statement summary, we put in the solution, the scope details, the timeline details, the price. And then this is what I did. When I send this off for signature, there's a payment link to my Stripe. Now it's just a blank payment link. There's not a predefined Stripe payment amount, but the price amount is dictated or defined in this price details variable that ChatGPT then wrote from the conversation, or maybe I come in later and write this, and it adds price details here. And then below that is a picture of a button that says pay. Now, when I send this off for signatures, which is the next step, it operates like a button. And so when it's sent off for request on signatures, the client gets it. They see this thing that looks like a button, and they hit pay, which really is just a picture. But that picture has a URL assigned to it, to my Stripe account and my payment link. In Stripe, you can create a payment link with no designated or specific amount. You could just literally give anybody that link and say, hey, if you want to give me some money, here's my link. So that's what I've done. I tried to make this as flexible as possible and as easy to implement as possible, all on the same sheet. And then from there, we grab the client's name, the client's company, and then when it's time to send this off to the client, I'll get something that looks a lot like this. this was a call I had yesterday with a real estate investor. We got the title, the summary, the solution, the scope of work, timeline, all this information, and a pay button. And then so when it comes down to sending it to the client, all I have to do is take the name right here and their email and then update the signatures field and then click a button and send for the client to sign. So again, we filled all this out from this template, which came from a meeting recording, which was Gemini taking notes, and it was all created and updated in Make from this workflow. And after I get off a call, within, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, this is already ready to go. So I can have a proposal immediately after a phone call within 10, 20, 30 minutes after we hang up, sent directly to the customer with what we discussed, the scope, the timelines, a payment link, all in one go. So to make it as frictionless as possible and get them to decide, them being the customer, get the customer to decide as quickly as possible. If anybody found this useful, please give me a like. I'm not really doing this to get a whole bunch of likes. This is part of social proof and templating. This me recording this video also shows, I don't just talk about these things. I use them for myself and I implement them. And when potentially new customers or people interested in working with me, look me up, they'll see the actual work I'm doing. And so that's why I make these YouTube videos. And also it kind of reminds me, oh yeah, that's how I did my proposal template. And that's just kind of like social proof and leverage that I can use forward by talking about this video. Again, my name is Brett Wallace. I would like to make some AI automations for you like this, whether it's a telephone call, an email, pre-qualifying customers, making some templates, interacting with CRMs, any of these kind of workflows where you may or may not use AI. I would like to either show you, define you some problems you can work on, and then maybe fix them for you, or just make some implementations for you. But this is just a great example here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.